Okay, welcome back. It's been a little bit. I took some time to enjoy the sun since we were in gloomy days for so fucking long. I wanted to get a little bit of sun, and then I decided I'm going to start on the readings now for the zodiacs. It's a bit of a relief because I've been curious to know what you guys have been up to. I've just kind of been getting my downloads. I got a whole new project that I want to start working on. A little bit excited, but nervous at the same time. So we're going to start off with Aries. These are the original 13 zodiacs. If you're not familiar with that, please do your research, look them up, okay? So these are the 13 zodiacs before they change them to the 12. We're going to do Aries. All right, so Mars, Emerald, Iron, Carnelian, Pancreas, Tuesday, and Diamond. All right. See what we got for Aries. Hopefully you guys have been doing well, keeping busy. Happy Mother's Day to those of you that are mothers out there. Hopefully people have done things for you, or maybe gave you some flowers, some nice fresh flowers, or maybe a card. We got the Six of Swords, all right? So this is moving on from whatever it was that you had. Maybe you had a certain idea of what you wanted to do and things have changed, okay? So this is a whole uplift, a whole moving. Maybe you moved somewhere else. You took somebody with you, whether this be like family or you just decided to move on to a different project yourself. Definitely taking the rudder in this case instead of the wheel. You're taking the rudder. You're deciding which direction you want to go in. Not so much letting other people direct where you want to go. There may be a lot of people around you going through certain emotional times right now. Do not let that distract you. You got to stay focused. Okay. There could be certain other things that you wanted to do, but maybe you had to leave those behind. There could be a specific individual as well that's come into your life that's kind of taken you away from the chaos or conflict too. What else we got here? The moon in the reverse. Yeah, you've been given information, or you've something's come to light that's made things a little bit more clear for you. Instead of having to worry about it, you've gotten whatever knowledge that you needed to get, whether these be downloads through yourself. Those of you that have been watching me for a long time, you yourself probably get downloads, you get certain information, some clarity, some closure, whatever it is that you needed so that you can move forward to the next step, next level, next project, whatever it is that you wanted to maybe do before. Maybe you're seeing that's not the case, that's not really what you should be focused on or worried about. And then whatever information you got in, kind of like a confirmation. You're like, okay, well, I've seen enough, I've heard enough. Now I'm going to just be moving on to whatever it is that I want to move on with, instead of having to worry about other people's. Like I said, there could be a lot of emotion around you right now. Typically, the moon does bring in the tides. It does have a lot of control over our own emotions. If you consider your brain the moon, what hides secrets, what you dive deep into. So a lot of that could bring on a lot of emotion as well. But I think you're stepping away from this. All right, Aries, what else we got for you here? It could have felt a little constricting too, having to worry about other people's emotions, having to deal with their issues that they may have had, and kind of taking that on yourself, which is not something that most of us really want or need to do. You don't need to carry other people's burdens. It's a choice. Obviously, if they're family or really close, or your own children, there are certain ways you have to go about it. But keep in mind that your information, your peace, your sanity is really important first, so that you can handle whatever else is thrown your way. Can we get a little bit more of the moon in reverse for Aries? What's the moon in the reverse? Six of Cups, working together with others. There's certain people that maybe were in your energy that were causing a little bit of a drama, and you've decided to partner up with other people as well. That could be this other person that's in the boat here. So you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to go with other people. If you think one person had really good ideas and then maybe it didn't turn out to be that great afterwards because you had to deal with the drama and you decided to partner up with somebody else, this other person, if there's somebody that you left behind, could be a little bit better behind it. But the new person you're going to be working with is going to be creating a lot of good things with you, which is good. That could have been the information that you found out. Or maybe just an opportunity that came knocking. What else can we get for Aries? You got the Hangman, so different point of view, different style. This is a whole different energy, like a different style. You maybe just had a different way of doing things. Not everybody's going to see it your way. Not everybody's going to agree with what it is that you're doing. Maybe you had a difference of opinion, and some other people could have wanted you to do a certain thing their way. But maybe you just needed to go on your own way. You just needed to focus on what you wanted to do, which is not necessarily a bad thing. All right? And then what else do we have? The Ace of Clubs in reverse. They could have seen potential in the situation too, but maybe there's something they wanted to take control over. They wanted to have control over the way things were going to go, and you probably didn't like that too much. You wanted to do your own thing. Get a little bit more of that Ace of Clubs. Yeah, like a false start, cloudy outlook, unrealized goals, a little bit of decadence, empty existence, vexation, cancellation of plans. So you definitely had different ideas than what played out previously, and you just want to kind of go peacefully to your own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to do your own thing. What else can we get for Aries? It's not always fun when you're trying to work on a project with other people and they kind of just like take over, or maybe you're trying to put your creative input into it and then they decide to take over the whole situation, or maybe they're really like micromanaging the shit that you're doing. And it makes it less fun if other people are just trying to steer the whole project or kind of take credit even for your work that you put in. Movement forward, 8 of Clubs. Definitely no problem there. So you've already made up your mind. You already decided where you're going to go. And I don't think you're going to be changing or going back to this other situation. I think it's very clear. Like I said, the moon is in the reverse. You've already seen and heard everything that you need to right now. And that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Knowing what you want, knowing what you like, knowing what you dislike is part of being authentic. That's part of your energy that you stand in. It's part of being clear about your intentions and knowing what it is that you want to manifest and move forward. And I'm not going to hate on you for that, Aries, at all. There's nothing wrong with that. What else can we get here? It's a necessity to you. I think you really pride yourself on the hard work that you put in. And that's why you're moving forward. You're not going to sit around and wait. You're not going to bitch and complain. You're just going to take it for as it is. And that's the Sun right there, the Sun card. Okay, Major Arcana. This is you standing in your solar plexus energy. So it is literally I do. It's what your actions that you take, what makes you happy, what brings you joy, what brings you your sun, what brings you your inner peace as well. And nobody can knock you off your high horse when you're in there. When you're standing in your authenticity, that's the highest vibrational frequency. It's a very nice place to be. It's almost like the energy of just like feeling the sun on your skin. It's very calming, warm sensation, comforting. Knowing what you want to do with your life is also going to give you that as well. Whatever it was that you just experienced, that you walked away from, could have been like a trial, a tribulation, something that you needed to go through. And it was a little bit unfulfilling, but you also learned a lot of lessons from that too. Maybe a little bit over here with these cards. Let's see what we got. What do we got for Aries? What do we got for Aries? Get out into nature. It's beautiful in this area. I don't know if you're in Canada, but it's nice here. Light a candle for your past loved ones or someone special with the intent to honor and give thanks. All right? So don't forget to thank your ancestors for giving you that intuition, those downloads, the information that they give you on a regular basis. If they give you some heads up or they give you some clarity about the situation, they want you to move on to calmer waters. They want you to be with maybe partner up with somebody else, or do a project or go in a different direction, like this Eight of Clubs energy, then listen to your intuition. Don't worry about other people's feelings and stuff like that. When you got to do what you got to do, sometimes if you're just going to baby other people, it's not going to help your situation. It may make it worse. So it's like taking on their burdens because they haven't figured out how to master that part yet is not your responsibility necessarily. Sacral chakra. So this is your sexuality and also your creativity. This also has connection and ties with your solar plexus as well. In order to get orange, you need yellow. All right, so do something that is creative, which you're probably already doing right now. Keep working on that. Stay focused. Don't worry too much about the distractions that come along, because sometimes when you get in your element, it's like every single person will be calling, every single person will be texting, people will be showing up at random, maybe people you haven't spoken to in a while be showing up. It's like that energy is calling in and bringing in. It's almost like Empress energy is very attractive, and or Emperor energy, and you just kind of like a whole bunch of people may be drawn to that, especially those that are still kind of connected to you. If you need to do cord cutting or anything like that, just to separate yourself from people you no longer associate with, then I suggest you do so. What else can we get here for Aries? What's this here? They wish they were you because they're not seeing their own greatness. You mirror them, let them know it's okay. If you have the means to do so, if you're still in contact with any of these people, let them know, all right, that there's no harsh feelings or anything like that, that they too can do really good things. Maybe the partner that you left or whoever you were working on a creative project with, maybe they feel a little bit bummed or down, or maybe they're constantly texting you, wanting to know what you're doing with your new project. Maybe you had to move cities and you're not so close to them, so they can't just show up. They may be blowing up your phone. Let them know. All right, you don't have to, but it'd be nice. You know, everybody needs to hear it, sometimes needs to be reminded if they can't do it for themselves. I'm not saying going and being their fucking cheerleader, but definitely give them a reminder. You never miss out when you stay true to you. Follow your path that is true to you genuinely. Okay, that's that sun energy here. Make sure you're doing what's best for you, and you're staying true to that too. Do not sacrifice your integrity for other people just because you feel like they may be butthurt, or maybe they get a little insecure or something like that. Thank yourself, love yourself, take care of you. That's that whole self-love energy, high vibrational as well. Stay in your high vibrational energy. That's also attractive too, and that also calls in any of the things that you're currently trying to manifest. Is very important. I don't think a lot of people realize this, but if you're in a low vibrational state, it does really pull in that negative stuff. You start manifesting all the things that a person in a low vibrational frequency would be manifesting, would be opportunities to show that you don't have to be afraid of something. So what's going to happen? You're going to meet things that are bringing your fears up. Or if you're worried about a lack mentality and not having enough, what's going to happen? You're going to be put in situations to show that you have more than enough and to be grateful. So it's like throwing it right in your face. It's kind of like the shadow side and the light side working together to put you in situations where you can learn your lessons. What else we got here for Aries? Endurance. Your stamina could be really high, so maybe more so than most people that you know or that you've dealt with in your life. So you constantly keep moving forward, even though other people around you may settle. I don't really think, Aries, you're very interested in settling. You are the ram too, right? You go full tilt ahead. Hierophant energy. So you make the judgment calls, not just for yourself, but for others. So if you're leading a project, you could be leading other people or speaking on behalf of other people too. This could also have to do with religion or spirituality, or anything that is like a form of doctrine, anything that is followed. You do have the Roman numeral 5 up top. That's symbolic for change, okay? So change needs to be made. That's the only thing that is constant, is change. And once The other people around you that haven't caught up yet, understand that they'll start moving forward too. Hopefully they'll do well for themselves. You just wish people well. Go on your own little adventure, your own journey. Don't worry too much about that. Okay, what else can we get here? Let's get some Island Time Wellness cards for the Aries, single or in a partnership right now. Island Time Wellness. One wanted to come out, but one back in. Healthy choices. Making healthy choices in love and life, self-love, self-care, being happier. That's exactly what I was talking about. It almost sounds like I'm a fucking broken record player sometimes when I'm repeating myself. I see the carrots there. I just planted in the garden a whole bunch of seeds, and I did that whole thing where I think you're supposed to like suck on the seed and then plant it. I don't know if that has anything to do. I think it's like the DNA activation. I don't know if that's gonna like peel away the outer layers. I'm not fully sure how the tie is with that, but you can always try that. Why not experiment, be playful like a child, like the Sun card energy here. But making healthier choices is definitely in your best interest for anybody, not just you Aries, but anybody else too. What else we got here? Island Time Wellness card. What else we got for Aries? Hand of Cards. Take a chance, risk, be strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. So I would say not showing hands is sticking out to me right here. You don't always have to tell everybody exactly what your plans are or what you're going to do with those plans, okay? So being strategic is really important. It's not just like for the game of life, but also like card games as well. If you are somebody that likes to gamble, I highly recommend that you be cautious of that. You obviously want to make good choices there too. What do they say? Know your limit, play within it. Don't be dumb about it. If you get like a big grant or a loan or something like that for your company or your project, let's say you do something for the community and it is charity based. Okay, be strategic in how you're going to use that money or utilize all the resources that you're being given. Don't just toss it away. And you don't have to tell everybody what exactly your plans are, especially if you have good intention. Especially with this Hierophant energy over here too. If anybody is, let's say, sits above you in a seat, and they have reign over whatever decisions you make for this movement going forward, okay? Whatever decisions for the project, whatever the Six of Cups energy is, you don't have to necessarily tell them everything. Make sure you have your paperwork, your receipts, and everything done properly. What else we got here? Not too much about the love life situation here. Aries, what else we got? That went far to the left too. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. Coffin energy. So this is putting a death to or an end to a situation. Not seeing that this is like an actual person in general. If you've lost anybody, my condolences. But this is more like a resting of energies for whatever the situation was at the very beginning that started you on this new journey, this new project of yours that you're going on. I'm going to switch up over here. See the past life energy cards, past life oracle cards for Aries. Ooh, that came up quick. Ships. Okay, ships are coming in. This definitely has, you yourself could have been somebody in a past life that boarded ships, or maybe you worked on a ship. There's a lot of people that were forced to work on ships, and they would actually get them drunk and they'd bring them aboard so that they would have no choice, because what are you going to do, jump off into the water? So they'd be forced to do labor for those that actually man the ships, and they didn't really have a choice. Maybe it could have been felt like in the past that whatever old project or old job that you were working at was kind of forcing you into certain position where you didn't have a choice but to do like a 9 to 5, or maybe you didn't have a choice but to work for the man, and then every single penny that you got, it wasn't really doing much. So now you decided to do your own thing. You could have decided that since you've always had like an entrepreneur mentality, that you wanted to do your own thing, which is perfectly fine. If you ask me, one to another. Sometimes working for other people is not always the greatest. I'll be the first to admit that. It does suck. All right, what else we got here? Ships. You could have done something with bookworks too. You know those people that when they boarded the ship or when they got off the ship, how they recorded everything? It's almost like yeah, they recorded everything, or they pay a certain person at the docks. That's what I'm seeing right now. So maybe you were the one to write the books, or you kept control of the books. What else we can get here for past life oracle card? Trust and faith. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, have a little bit of faith and a little bit of trust in yourself, okay? So I'm feeling a lot of good energy. This isn't stagnant energy. This is not a stuck, not knowing what to do energy. This is knowing exactly what it is that you want, knowing exactly what you needed to hear or what you needed to see, whatever proof or evidence that you needed to move forward. And this is having the faith, having the trust to move forward, okay? This is not the first time you've gone through this. This could be like a reoccurring cycle that you experienced in the past life too. So it's almost like you prepped for this before. Almost like if you were to be running a race or something like that. Like you've gotten to this point before. Now you get to make different decisions at this point. Which direction are you going to go? Okay, we've got the farm card here too. You could have owned a lot of land, or maybe you were somebody that owned the ships themselves. You could have been responsible for who gets what, like rationing. You could have also done something to do with agriculture or even livestock or something like that. Maybe you were responsible for shipping one to another. All right. Not getting too much for that one. What time we got here? 21? Pulley. A small wheel in a block used in raising weights. I believe they use pulleys on ships too, going back to the ship. So maybe you're used to hauling a lot of things, or you've hauled a lot for other people. This could be materialistic, or this could also be in the form of energy as well. You could have pulled your own weight for a long time. Maybe you just want to be able to do your own things right now instead of having to pick up the slack of other people, so to speak. What else we got here? Cork. An artful turn of evasion, a shift, or a quibble. This can also be a term used for somebody that's quirky, somebody that's got their own flair. Like I said at the beginning, you could have your own style. Maybe not everybody likes your style, but who the fuck gives a shit? If you like what you're doing, keep doing it. If it's working for you, keep doing it. It seems to be working just fine. And every time you keep following your own intuition, it keeps opening doors for you to move to the next phase or start a next project or work with other people. Every time you listen to your intuition that tells you to move forward, remember again to thank your ancestors, talk to your ancestors. If you don't believe in that sort of thing, at least thank the people that came before you, okay? Those that kind of paved the way, the pioneers. Yeah, movement forward, a lot of growth. What else we got here? Assignment. So you have a certain assignment, something that was designated for you, something that was chosen before you got here, right? Whatever you elected to, whatever your contract is in the spiritual realm, it's an appointment to meet as of lovers, a making over by transfer or title. Okay, so something that was given to you, this could be for your family name, or whatever was transferred over to you. This could be through your DNA. This could be certain gifts and abilities of yours that was given to you, a certain title. That's that Hierophant energy here. All right, maybe you were given or assigned a certain specific role that you are to be fulfilling right now. Just gonna do, what can I do here? Let's see what comes up over here. Just for shits and giggles, let's see what comes out over here. It's pretty straightforward. Seems like you already know and you're already on your way of doing what you need to do right now, Aries. Broad, inclusive, wide-ranging, comprehensive, broad-minded, forgiving, unresentful, okay? So you're pretty easygoing when it comes to other situations. Even if people fuck you over or something like that, you're pretty easygoing. You just let it roll off your back. You keep moving forward. Broad-minded, tolerant, having wide sympathies, especially regarding religion. Latitudinarian, broad-minded or tolerant, especially in matters of sexual conduct, or permissive, broad-tripped or splayed-tipped, as fingers or leaves might be. So splayed out. So you take multiple different routes at any time. I don't want to say that you're an opportunist, but if you were to be, it's just in a good way. So you know, if you're not welcome in one place, you go in another. Yeah, you could be very empathic too. If you pick up on a lot of people's energy, sometimes you get along with people that are like-minded, and maybe those that are not so open-minded, you may butt heads with them quite a bit. Let's get 4 runes here. So these are the Elder Firthark runes. You can look them up on Google. All right, they have multiple meanings. I'm not going to read every single one of them out, or maybe I could. I've only got 4 here. What do we got here? You got Sawilo, Sun, solace, success, health, strength, energy, compassion, wholeness, victory, good fortune. That's also the letter S, and it's also solar plexus energy and heart chakra. If there's anything that you need to activate or open up, do so. Like I said, they have multiple meanings. Then you got Berkanan, which is also, it looks almost like the letter B. Okay, so here's Sawilo right there. I don't know if you can see it. And then we got Berkanan. These are healing runes. They're not meant to be used against other people. They are meant to be used for yourself and for communication. All right. And then we've got, what else we got here? Uruz or Uruk, strength, willpower, power, speed, desire, courage, ox, energy, the letter U. And it's also heart chakra and solar plexus energy. That's 2 in a row. There's 2 different versions. There's this one here. It almost looks like an A. I don't know if you can see that. Almost looks like an A, but without the crossover. And then there's this one here. It almost looks like an incomplete N. What's the last one here? We got a blank one too, so the unknown. So you have a lot that has been revealed to you with the moon in the reverse, but we still have in the runes, we have an unknown. So obviously wherever you're headed to, there's going to be certain things that may not be shown to you for good reason. You don't want to spoil the surprise, right? Yeah, but this is a lot of good energy. Again, remember to thank your ancestors. You can get one last card here. For Aries, what do we want? Let's clarify. What was this indecisive hangman energy that you weren't sure of? It's just money. That's all it was. You weren't sure about how to make it or make it manage. You got the Knight of Coins here. But again, he's flying the flag above him, right beside him, high. And it's got like a sun on it with the red flag, which is root chakra. So the only thing you weren't certain of, but it didn't stop you. You still kept moving forward anyways. I don't think you give a shit. That's just the only thing that was in the back of your head. I think third eye's wide open. You see the potential for making multiple different streams of income. So whatever it is, you're going to be fine. Maybe one more to clarify that. Like I said, you do things with good integrity. That's why your ancestors still help you along. They still guide you. Even if you're not fully aware of this sort of thing, they're helping you. And when you do things with good integrity, you do things for your highest interest, your highest self, and to benefit others, to help others, you're going to be protected, regardless of what other people throw at you. Especially the insecure ones that decide they want to throw fucking magic or do any dirty shit behind the scenes because they have nothing better to do, and they can't get their own sun, their own solar plexus activation going, knowing their worth, knowing their value. What was that card that I seen up? They wish they were you because they are not seeing their own greatness. You mirror them, let them know it's okay. That card. Okay, what was this Knight of Coins about the money situation? You'll get answers by going within. You got the Hermit card here in the upright, okay? So anything you're not sure of right now, especially if it's monetary, just do your Hermit work, go within, and that should give you the answers that you need. All right, so maybe some clarity on that. Okay, hopefully that helps. Remember to love you. Please do.